Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adigunloye. Let's begin with the headlines. Planned nationwide protests. President Bola Tinubu engages leadership of Nigeria Labour Congress as union leaders resort to extensive consultations. Senate approves 2026 to 2028 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flags off disbursement of 200,000 naira each to 9,500 senior citizens nationwide. And Central Bank of Nigeria revokes licenses of ASO Savings and Union Homes. Let's begin at the State House, where President Bola Tinubu has met with the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress over its planned National Day of Protest. Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, Monday Okpebolo of Edo, and Nasir Idris of Kebbi led the Labour leaders into the presidential villa. The NLC plans a national demonstration this Wednesday over what it described as a democratic demand for the fundamental right to life and security. The union had also highlighted the deaths of members amid insecurity as part of the reasons. The meeting between the president and the Labour leaders lasted about 40 minutes behind closed doors. State House correspondent Musbah Damahab reports that after the meeting, participants said consultations will continue on the matter. Minister of State, Labour and Employment Nkeruka Onyejocha revealed that President Tinubu took time to explain various efforts of the government towards addressing the security situation and the economy.
How was the meeting with the president?
We came for consultation with the president and we have finished. So we have to go back to our meeting and then continue tomorrow. By tomorrow, we will get the outcome.
Okay. Are you still insisting on your protest?
If I'm insisting or I'm not insisting, I will communicate to you. It's not an organization that one person rules. Let's go back. Now you have a meeting of Labour and the Governors Forum. We'll go back to the drawing board and digest all that Mr. President said to us and move forward from there.
All right, thank you.
Consultation is going on. We are dialoguing. Like he said, at the end of the day, you know what you are supposed to know and what you want to know.
Citizens who are also members of NLC wanted to see Mr. President, and they've seen Mr. President. And of course, you know, they are happy they've seen Mr. President and they've had firsthand that at least the president has driven the economy out of the woods. So it's a very good news.
And to the National Assembly now, as both the executive and the legislature finalise plans for the presentation of the 2026 budget estimates to the National Assembly. The Senate has passed the 2026 to 2028 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, which indicates 54.46 trillion naira as proposed revenue and expenditure for the incoming year. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the approval is as recommended by the Senate Committee on Finance, which describes the economic and fiscal estimates as realistic.
The approval of the three-year economic and revenue projections came 24 hours after the Senate Committee on Finance interacted with the National Economic Team and heads of key revenue-generating agencies. The Chairman Senate Committee on Finance said Senate is in agreement with all the estimates except the projected crude oil benchmark, which it brought down due to market volatility.
Prices of 64.85, 64.30, and 65.50 US dollars per barrel for 2026, 2027, and 2028 respectively be reduced to $60, for 2026, $65 for 2027, and $70 for 2028. This is in recognition of the global geopolitical tensions in Europe and the Middle East and the sensitivity of global crude oil prices.
These figures are very, very realistic having regard to our present-day economic circumstance.
Only other area that I would just think that we should be very cautious about is in the area of the daily production as well, because our average production is still about 1.6.
If for any reason at all the circumstances change, this will still be represented to us and the House of Representatives for us to either amend, reject, or add or subtract.
Other executive requests granted by the Senate include confirmation of appointees, among them 3 non-carrier ambassadors. Another key feature at Tuesday's plenary is the appeal from the Senate urging federal and state government intervention in support of local farmers whose survival is threatened by multiple factors, as solicited in a motion from Senator Njuma Goje.
Nigeria's growing dependence on food import will weaken national food sovereignty, undermine domestic value chain, distort local markets, as well as discourage the development of agro-processing industries, thereby exposing the national economy to global price volatility and foreign exchange pressures.
We talk about federal government. What happened to the subnationals? What are the state government doing in terms of supporting the farmers in the respective states? This is very important.
Meanwhile, Senate has asked the National Security Advisor and Department of State Services to investigate fake reports circulated on social media that the President of the Senate suffered a health emergency and was rushed to a hospital in London.
The former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, was equally reported a few days ago to have died. This is not a good report about the leaders of our country. Not just investigate, but to punish the promoters of such negative news. Those in support say aye, those against say nay. That is it. I think that's all we can do. You can't stop people from writing, the internet is garbage in, garbage out.
From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has expressed concern over continued uncertainty surrounding the delayed clearance of the Nigerian Air Force C-130 aircraft and its crew in neighboring Burkina Faso, urging the federal government to leverage ECOWAS and African Union frameworks to resolve the issue. National Assembly correspondent Mutari Ekmen reports that the House also engaged the federal government's economic management team on the 2026 to 2028 medium-term expenditure framework submitted by President Bola Tinubu.
Members of the House Committees on Finance and National Planning took on the Ministers of Finance and his budget counterpart on the key parameters of the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, which outlines projected expenditure of 54.5 trillion naira for 2026, with projected revenue estimated at 34.3 trillion naira. Lawmakers urged revenue-generating agencies to plug all loopholes that accounted for revenue shortfalls this year.
The NFC gave EPPT, number 33, the 2035, 6.5 trillion. And the 2026, we put almost 7.9 trillion.
We need to look to try to bring in this revenue, which is very much needed, but we must also keep an eye on the fact that how would we adjust in the event that it is not forthcoming.
Our assumptions we believe are reasonable. And where there is underperformance in any of these heads, that is where we need to interrogate and see why is it not bringing the revenue.
On the delayed clearance of the Nigerian Air Force C-130 aircraft in Burkina Faso, the House emphasizes protection of Nigeria's sovereignty as well as national security interests.
Mandate the House of Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defense, Nigerian Air Force, and National Security to jointly interface with the Ministry of Defense, Ministry of External Affairs, and other relevant intelligence agencies to ensure prompt resolution of all issues related to the aircraft and its crew.
We need to also look in the direction of retooling our foreign service, our diplomatic channels.
The need to expand the Abuja-Lokoja highway was highlighted in another resolution as the House advocates its inclusion as a priority project in the next national budget.
The relevant agency to immediately open the closed section of Gogolada, Abaji, Kotonkarifi, Lokoja Expressway, particularly during this Xmas, to ease traffic and congestion for travelers.
9 bills, mostly seeking establishment of federal medical centers in parts of the country, were passed in plenary, while a bill to establish the Federal Capital Territory Scholarship Board scaled second reading. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
Away from the National Assembly, the Central Bank of Nigeria has revoked the operational licenses of Vaso Savings and Loans PLC and Union Home Savings and Loans PLC. A statement by the Acting Director, Corporate Communications of the bank, Hakama Sidi Ali, said the action, taken under BOFIA 2020 and the revised guidelines for mortgage banks, was due to multiple regulatory violations. These include failure to meet minimum capital requirements, insufficient assets to cover liabilities, poor capital adequacy, and non-compliance with regulatory directives. The Apex Bank says the move is part of efforts to strengthen the mortgage subsector and ensure financial system stability. You're watching the news. It's 10 on NTA News 24. Let's take a break. More reports in a moment. Stay with us.
Furniture's legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings on luxury and comfortable sofa sets, modern and functional dining sets, sophisticated and smart bed sets, and our royal collections. Classy, premium, and truly exclusive. Shop 10 million naira and receive a complimentary Daisy tea set. Spend 15 million and take home a 65-inch smart TV. Go higher at 20 million and experience unmatched comfort with our exclusive massage chair. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online. It's big, it's bold, it's unforgettable. It's Baffy Furniture.
And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to... the only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality, and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Arisco tomato paste and products. 100% natural tomato. Better food na correct. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount. Arisco tomato paste, taste of Nigeria.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blend in performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
You're welcome back. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has flagged off the disbursements of 200,000 naira each to 9,500 senior citizens nationwide under the Renewed Hope Initiative Elder Support Scheme Season 3. At a ceremony in Abuja where she handed out the donation to 250 beneficiaries, the First Lady said it is crucial to prioritize the aged who cleared the paths for the younger generations. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
Since 2023, December each year has become associated with financial empowerment for senior citizens across the country.
I'm not doing any other thing apart from the little pension I receive.
Flight Sergeant Abasi Essien, retired, was working out how to apply his meager pension during the Yuletide season amid the unique demands of the month of January, when he got a call inviting him to the third Renewed Hope Initiative Elder Support Scheme.
This is the first time I say, apart from my pension, I've received any other thing. Because today that are being remembered. Oh.
His account reflects the theme of the edition, Finding Joy in Old Age, which was flagged off nationwide by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu at the Mambila Barracks, Abuja, with 250 defense and police veterans.
Through this scheme, we have continued to express our gratitude and care for the men and women who have labored to build the Nigeria we are all proud to be part of today. These 9,500 selected beneficiaries will receive 200,000 naira each across the nation. Each state of the Federation has received the sum of 50 million naira, including FCT and DIPOA.
She says the intervention under the Social Investment Program of RHI embodies ongoing efforts to ensure that elderly citizens live with dignity and joy in a nation that genuinely cares for its own.
My advice to our senior citizens is to do all that is possible to find joy in old age. Let us also find purpose in community, compassion, and care. I encourage you to continue playing your parts by staying healthy and active.
The Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme stands as a powerful demonstration that national service is not forgotten with age or retirement.
And today's support scheme further demonstrates your deep understanding of the sacrifices made by our elderly defense and police veterans.
The gift was well received along with its intended message.
It's a relief, especially coming at this time of the year, Christmas, and then by next year you begin to think of, trying to survive the expenses that you made during this Yuletide.
Now nobody will send her out or cost more for school fees. Then the other one, buy other things in the house to make January look good for us.
I put some in my business. Then I use so that I will not finish everything at time. After Christmas, we don't have what to eat again. So I'm going to use it very, very well.
Morning, officer, sir.
Apart from providing financial support and food items, the intervention also tended to the physical well-being of the beneficiaries with a free medical outreach. From Alero Aziza Event Center, Mambila Barracks, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
The board and management of the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital say the institution remains resolute in sustaining its achievements in safe motherhood, life-saving interventions, and the delivery of high-quality healthcare services to residents of the Federal Capital Territory and Nigerians at large. Olusheye Adiagbo reports that this formed the focus of remarks as the hospital celebrated hard work and excellence in service delivery during the university's 2025 Staff Award Day held at the hospital's permanent site in Gwagwalada, Abuja.
In a rare display of courage and selfless service, Usman Miriam, a frontline health worker at the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital, emerged overall best staff of the year after risking her life to save patients during a fire outbreak.
And before you know it, everywhere was filled with smoke. At first, I went outside. Then I remember we have like 4 fresh post-op, that's post-operative patients that we are even yet to give drugs to. And then I felt that this is my calling. In fact, in this kind of situation, I cannot run away because I'm here to serve humanity.
and the postnatal safely.
The narrative of Mariam's bravery and quick response were credited with preventing what could have been a major tragedy. Leadership of the hospital say programs of the institution align with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda on health, particularly in reducing maternal mortality and improving overall population health outcomes.
The pharmacy department we have a unit that's into production, and we're looking forward to making sure where they produce everything we need. Today, we're producing 14 items, including morphine. So not only are we producing that for ourselves, we're looking forward to be able to produce for the outside market.
When we looked at our postnatal activity in the labor ward, we discovered that it was barely 0.4 deaths that were recorded out of thousands of people that have delivered through our hospital. So for us, that's a very huge achievement, and we want to build on those things.
The day was also about these men and women in separate departments of the hospital for professionalism, excellence, and commitment to the ideals of health service, and bagged award for outstanding performance. In Abuja, Olusheye Adeagbo, NTA News.
Let's go to Kogi State now, where Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has announced the recovery of a large cache of arms and ammunition from criminal hideouts during a recent joint security operation in the state. The governor, who made this known while briefing journalists in Lokoja, explained that the operation followed a week of sustained intelligence gathering by security agencies working in synergy with the state government. Ajibola Christopher reports.
Governor Dodo says the renewed offensive against criminal elements was reinvigorated after the recent meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who challenged him to intensify effort to secure the state. Governor Dodo says security operatives carried out a coordinated overnight operations that led to the discovery of a major criminal hideout where large cache of weapons were stored.
To conclusion from our security council meeting this morning, once again, to let the entire public know that we are ready to serve our people. We are ready to confront them. We will take fight to them in their hideouts. Wherever you are, be prepared. We are coming. We will never be deterred.
Governor Dodo says the recovery of the arms is a major breakthrough. Items recovered during the operation include 24 AK-47 rifles, 23 pump-action rifles, 1 Tavor rifles, 1 FN rifle, 4 Browning rifles, 42 magazines, 520 rounds of GPMG 7.62 ammunition, and large quantity of AK-47 ammunition, cartridges for pump actions, and Barrett pistols, among others. Governor Dodo describes the recovery as a result of a joint operation involving multiple security agencies acting on credible intelligence. He urges the people not to panic, saying citizens should go about their lawful businesses. Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Police Force has dismissed claims that it is restrained by a court order from enforcing the tinted glass permit policy, insisting that enforcement remains lawful and necessary for public safety. At the IRT office, the Force Public Relations Officer explained that at no point did any court stop the police from enforcing the policy. He said that the court order being widely circulated was misinterpreted, noting that the injunction only directed parties to maintain the status quo, but ongoing enforcement, not suspension.
The mandate of the police is to protect life and property. We would not fold our arms and watch things degenerate. We'll do what needs to be done. Until the court makes a clear pronouncement, we will continue enforcement of this tinted permit policy.
In other news, the present administration has reaffirmed its commitment to harnessing technology as a powerful tool for delivering developmental programs and essential services that directly improve the lives of Nigerians, including those in rural and underserved communities. Central to this drive is the promotion of accountable, transparent and efficient governance. These issues took center stage during a visit by the presidential media team to Galaxy Backbone, the federal government's Information and Communications Technology Solutions Agency. Chimdima Ndebisi reports.
A tour of facilities at the Galaxy Backbone by the presidential media team, an impressive expression that the government entity has the capacity to deliver critical ICT infrastructure, solutions, services, and data hosting for government entities as well as the private sector. Services described as vital at a time when government agencies are rapidly transitioning from analog systems to digital platforms to enhance efficiency, transparency, and service delivery.
What you have there is to me mind-blowing. It's a shame that in Nigeria people are still using some servers outside Nigeria, saying that they are more reliable. But if you have a facility here that works 24/7, there's no reason why all of us should not be using Galaxy Backbone as our main server. I think we should market it more to the private sector.
We are talking of over 5,000 kilometers of fiber that runs across 30 states. We are a platform to secure ICT solutions, software, and applications.
Among the suggestions was a call for rebranding. This, the team noted, would help attract greater patronage from the private sector and subnational governments. In Abuja, Chimdima Ndebisi, NTA News.
We're still on to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We'll take another break. Stay with us, more reports shortly.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly.
There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do?
First, we want to mobilize women within the local government to form the National Council of Women Society. By creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community.
If you stop expenditure on infrastructure, how do you now attract investments?
The state governors, the presidency, that the federal government and the local government are all waiting for revenue from crude oil. Every state has something peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product.
We need to do three things. Prevent the ability of the terrorist groups to generate funding, their ability to recruit, and then their ability to access weapons.
I feel like this way, title. I sit in the front row in the church. If I'm going to mosque and calling the people are passing in God's own house. What am I doing? I'm mentoring a new generation. Those things that the only way to be taken seriously is to begin to have a lot of money.
Morning Nigeria, live every weekday between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on the network service of the NCN.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for joining us again. Now, the Kabiru Turaki-led National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party is confident of returning the party to its actual owners at both national and subnational levels. This resolution was part of discussions at an interactive session between the NWC and former governors and ministers of PDP extraction. Timothy Yusuf reports.
The 16 years of PDP dominating government at both national and the sub-national came under review at this interactive session. Former governor of Niger State, Dr. Muazu Babangida Aliyu, led the former PDP governors, while former Kano State Governor Senator Ibrahim Shekarau led the former PDP ministers. The Kabiru Turaki-led NWC noted that mistakes were no doubt made, but that the party is now ready than ever before to correct the mistakes of the past.
Nigerians, PDP is your party. Please take back your party. And in doing so, tell us what you want, tell us how you want what you want, tell us when you want what you want, and we'll give it to you.
PDP will not die until we die. We have seen we have been tested as a nation.
We are determined, Mr. Chairman, to join hands with you And history will judge us that for the first time in all the democracies we've seen in the past, this is the first time team of a given government have come together.
The meeting resolved to remain steadfast, resolute, and unwavered in members' avowed commitment to returning the PDP to its old glorious years. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
National executive members of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, led by its national chairman, Mohammed Mogaji, have paid a courtesy visit to one of the founding fathers of the association and former governor of Nasarawa State, Senator Abdullahi Adamu. Thomas Ogbetere reports that the visit is aimed at strengthening ties and seeking strategic support towards enhancing food security in Nigeria.
The visit is part of a strategic effort by the new AFAN leadership to engage key stakeholders and founding members as the association repositions itself to address challenges facing farmers, while paying respect to the elder statesman who laid the foundation for protecting farmers' interests nationwide. The association promised to continue with his legacy of enhancing food production.
So that at least the farmers can have a better price of their produce and have the input at the appropriate time and at the very good price.
Farmers should be able to earn a living from their farming activities.
Senator Abdullahi Adamu called for unity and collaboration among stakeholders to tackle food security challenges while urging AFAN leadership to embrace transparency, inclusiveness, and strong grassroots engagement.
So you have a wondrous task. You have come to take over AFAN at a very difficult time for agriculture. So you have to get your acts together. I'm happy from amongst you. There are two members of the National Institute who will be able to give you some guideline, advice as how you can get government to listen to you.
Senator Abdullahi Adamu described the visit as timely, especially in view of the current challenges facing the agricultural sector and the urgent need to ensure food security in the country. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
The Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, is calling for improved funding and a comprehensive needs assessment of Nigeria's polytechnic system to strengthen technical and vocational skills development across the country. The call formed part of resolutions reached at ASUP's 18th National Delegates Conference held in Jos Plateau State, where stakeholders examine challenges confronting polytechnic education, with the theme migration from trade unionism to management, harnessing the benefits of enrolled changes for the next phase of the struggle. The conference focused on repositioning polytechnic education as a driver of Nigeria's industrial growth and job creation through quality technical and vocational training. Delegates commended the National Assembly for reintroducing the bill seeking to abolish the long-standing HND-BSc dichotomy and appealed to President Bola Tinubu to grant assent when the bill is passed, describing it as critical to fairness, inclusivity, and workforce modernization. The union also expressed concern over the conversion of polytechnics into universities, warning that the trend could weaken Nigeria's technical education framework and undermine skills development. ASUP further urged relevant authorities to intensify efforts to curb insecurity, reduce the cost of living, and improve workers' wages as part of measures to enhance the overall living conditions of Nigerians. From service to celebration, Anuli Okoli's retirement now, a recent desk review of budget documents from 2023 to 2025 reveals a concerning trend. Clear and intentional budget lines for children with disabilities are largely missing. Our correspondent on disability matters, Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi, reports that at a recent media roundtable discussion in Abuja, Disability advocates emphasize the need for inclusive budgeting to address the specific needs of children with disabilities, especially gaining access to essential services like education, healthcare, and social protection.
Planned for and money set aside for, they are effectively excluded. No matter how good our policies sound, children with disabilities face higher barriers, and if we don't do something deliberate, we would be, in fact, causing more harm.
When budgets are silent, services fail. And when services fail, rights are denied. And when rights are denied, the future of the entire generation is placed at risk.
We want the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities to get a budget that is commensurate with the population that is serving. And then we're also like a watchdog. We put an eye on all the other ministries and agencies of government to see that in the budget that they receive in their various ministries, to what extent did they execute the budget in an inclusive manner.
Elsewhere, to strengthen security and ensure that the police works effectively, the Akwa Ibom State Government is set to begin a light-up police stations project, an initiative that will provide 24 hours electricity in all divisional police headquarters in the state. The project takes off in December 2025. Speaking at the inauguration of 1.4-kilometer internal road at the police headquarters in Uyo, Governor Eno says adequate supply of power will enable officers to operate round the clock and respond swiftly to security emergencies, as Clement Barkui reports.
The once deplorable road at the State Police Headquarters has been transformed with the construction of a 1.4-kilometer internal road, improved accessibility and enabling timely emergency responses. While inaugurating the road project, Governor Umoino also announced the establishment of a fully equipped counter-terrorism unit in Nsribium local government area to support the state command in combating crime across local communities. The governor commended the police for its collaboration with other security agencies in maintaining peace and order, assuring them that his administration will continue to prioritize the welfare of security personnel.
We need to light up all our police stations so that it can be nice when you drive in there at night. We are not looking for diesel, no fuel, and we'll continue to support the work that you do. One of your units, the counter-terrorism unit, sure in January you'll be laying the foundation of that full unit in the Nsribium local government area.
The Commissioner of Police, Baba Azari, expressed appreciation to the state government for providing conducive working environment, donation of vehicles, and improved welfare for police officers, assuring that the police will continue to discharge its duties with utmost professionalism.
Your Excellency, as a mark of our appreciation and in recognition of your outstanding support to the Akwa Ibom State Police Command, we humbly wish to present a small but symbolic gift to you. This gift represents our gratitude, respect, and enduring partnership with your administration.
The inaugurated 1.4-kilometer internal road comprises 6 culverts and 100 meters of asphalt drainage to ensure durability. Clement Barkui, NTA News.
In a heartwarming outreach festivity, Helpline Social Support Initiative, in collaboration with a coalition of good-spirited partners, has stepped up efforts to uplift vulnerable women, particularly widows, through expanded support programs focused on health security, economic empowerment, and overall well-being. Oluseyi Adegbo reports that the intervention, which marked the 22nd annual outreach program, brought together representatives of several non-governmental organizations and the private sector partners in a united drive to ensure that widows, vulnerable women and children are not left behind in accessing critical resources, while also spreading love and hope to make the festive season memorable.
It is that time of the year when the Helpline Social Support Initiative reviews its year-long efforts aimed at improving the lives of vulnerable women and children, while also taking stock of progress made in promoting inclusivity and setting priorities for the coming year. One of the beneficiaries, Beatrice Nwafo, a widow of 19 years, joined the Helpline Initiative in 2016. Since then, she has benefited from several empowerment programs and health insurance.
The Helpline Initiative's support program has pretty smart widows. So many of us registered in this health insurance scheme, where widows are benefited for. If they are not feeling fine, they will go to hospitals and they will not pay any money. The government, I want to speak to our government, federal government, that they have the power, the one that is empowering the widows.
I'm actually an orphan, so I've been...
Many of the vulnerable women and children recounted experiences of empowerment, care, and renewed confidence through the Foundation's interventions. Dr. Jumei Amaju, president of the Helpline Social Support Initiative, outlined the organization's broader strategy to strengthening its entrepreneurial and vocational programs, working with key partners.
What we are doing differently this year is for us to expose them to basic medical health check, the oral medicine, like checking their blood pressure, and see how we can recommend those whose blood pressures are elevated. We are going to also form a cluster that will be contributing money daily, and a friend of mine has committed to give them goods to sell. We are now looking out for integrity and people that will be sincere to collect these goods and sell. The profit margin, you're going to use it for yourself. It means you're going to start business with 0 naira, and which is what most women are looking out for this year.
To train our women, we don't mind as much as having as much as 5,000 women trained in FCT. Training on agriculture, real estate, how they can use real estate to sustain themselves.
So by next year, February 2026, we'll be having a free training on how they can process catfish to see how they can be selling it. One, apart from eating, to make income and become financially independent.
With platforms like this, the Nigerian woman can benefit in the long run, and they will grow into being a more better contributor of growth in the family, and then, creating stability in the society.
This year's outreach program, 22nd in the series, reached over 500 women and persons with disabilities drawn from the Federal Capital Territory, Kogi, Niger, Kaduna, and Nasarawa states. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Now, there is something about turning 60 that feels like stepping over the threshold to a new life. But to retire from civil service and launch a book on the same day is epic. Alika Opanachi Arawa reports that it was a unique triple celebration for Anuli Okoli. She celebrated this special moment with colleagues, family and friends in Abuja.
The atmosphere was one of celebration, reflection and intellectual engagement as tributes poured in for Anuli Okoli, a seasoned public servant widely acknowledged for her principled stance on institutional integrity and accountability. The event, held in Abuja, drew a wide spectrum of stakeholders, including senior government officials, security experts, academics, members of the diplomatic community, and civil organizations, gathered not only to celebrate a personal milestone, but to engage in broader national conversation on police oversight and accountability.
She was the director of human resources. She experienced the police force. She knows their challenges. She knows what they pass through. She knows where they need help.
At the center of the occasion was the public presentation and unveiling of Okoli's new book titled Police Service Commission and Accountability in Nigeria, which examines the role of the Police Service Commission in promoting transparency, discipline, and accountability within the Nigerian police force.
I'm retiring today as a director, and I give God the glory. In the commission, I have gained a lot of experience, and when I was about to leave, I just said, what value can I add just before leaving? And I thought I should put together a book based on my experience working in the Police Service Commission.
There was outpour of tributes from family, friends, and well-wishers who acknowledged the celebrant and her immense contribution to society and humanity.
What can I wish myself if I don't wish my wife everything that is good? Now that she has retired from service, in peace, let that peace continue to reign in her life and in my own life.
She has left her marks on the sands of times, and I pray other young women coming after her will follow her footsteps and emulate a good example.
After the book launch came whining and dining as Okoli danced elegantly into the birthday celebration hall in the midst of family and friends to celebrate life, resilience, and a new chapter.
"2025 has been an eventful year in polo, with significant milestones attained by professional polo players at the 2025 National Polo Tournament in Abuja. Austin Edemodu brings us major highlights of the event.
In polo sports, 2025, no doubt, is a remarkable year of promoting the game of polo across the country and Abuja in particular. High point of this year's polo sport was the National Polo Carnival held at the Guards Polo Club, Abuja. National Polo Carnival, which lasted for 14 days, was entertaining and showcased the best of skills from polo players. This year's event featured polo matches involving Low Cup, Legislative Shield, FCT Ministers' Cup, and high point of the tournament was the President's Cup. The 2025 edition featured over 40 competing teams. Notable amongst the participants include Rubicon, Maiga Cement STL, and My Cummins polo teams.
I'm the defending champion of the cup, so I come with it and I go back with it. So I'm very happy.
It's amazing. I mean, it's the most fulfilling thing that can happen. There's a lot of inclusivity happening in the sport now. There's a lot of female players coming up as well, a lot of beginners, but a lot of pros that are coming to play. This is the first time we're having an overseas player. That's Casey Simmons coming in to play. It was amazing. It was wonderful. So only up from here, hopefully.
I feel very good. I've been inspired by the beginners that I played today.
Very interesting. If you can see, this year tournament is better than the last year tournament, because last year we have a issue of the horses. You know, you cannot bring in horses due to some due to one basin that came in to the country. So you cannot bring horse to this tournament, to this particular brigade guard. But now we are bringing horses from everywhere from Nigeria. So if you can see that everywhere is filled with horses and the players.
Team Rick Beacon and Max played an entertaining final in the President Cup to the delight of the teaming fans.
The feeling is the best feeling ever. Not only winning the trophy, winning several trophies in a very short time, and winning 2 trophies in Abuja is not something easy. So the feeling should be something very nice.
But now we are bringing horses from everywhere from Nigeria. So if you can see that everywhere is filled.
The president of the Gas Polo Club, Abuja, Senator Dauda Haleru Jika, described this year's event as remarkable towards bringing people together and strengthening the community.
This is has been one of the best moments that we ever had in this Guards Polo, fielding over 65 teams. That brought about more than 70 matches on this pitch alone. We have never recorded such an event. This is the first time we are looking forward to have more next year. And by then, before then, we should be able to upgrade our facilities. Maybe we'll have the second pit ready before the next year.
All right, we'll pause the news at this point. Let's now cross over to our outside broadcasting crew for a live telecast. Please stay tuned.
Help me with this cable, please. Nobody's hearing me. Your Excellency. They should hear me. Okay. Bianca, can you hear me? You can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, okay.
As we gathered here, it becomes one huge task to properly distinguished citizens who have thronged this hall this morning for the presentation of the book, headlines, sound bites, media moments that define administration.
Are you hearing?
My name is Cyril Stover, and I stand before you to take you through this book presentation, identifying the items as we go. So may I start by acknowledging the one who chairs over this presentation and acknowledge his presence, one who is referred to as a father in both the political and social landscape of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His Excellency Chief B.C. Akondi, CFR. May we applaud him. I'm made to understand that the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Check my, can you hear me?
Is represented here by a member of Nigeria's House of Representatives, the Honorable Rahim Olawiya Julo, who's now based on the College of Presence here. Let me also use that to acknowledge the presence here of all 7 members of the National Assembly present here. While we are at it, may I also acknowledge that a number of those who held very distinguished positions in Nigeria's legislature, both in the past and who currently do hold such positions, are with us here. And I acknowledge you. Thank you for being here. May I also acknowledge the presence here of ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and please permit me to use the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Ahmed Idris, as a point to recognize the 7 ministers who are attending today's occasion. You would do understand that